In recent years, wild boars have emerged as a serious threat to agriculture across many regions. When conventional deterrent methods fail, some communities resort to managing their population through carefully regulated hunting, which is often presented as a last resort strategy to protect farmland. These activities typically take place in harsh and unforgiving environments, where individuals face difficult terrain and extreme weather conditions in their efforts to safeguard local crops and ecosystems. In snow-covered, sub-zero mountain regions, some individuals have taken to tracking wild boars, using techniques that involve reading footprints in deep snow and selecting elevated vantage points for safe observation. With patience and precision, they wait for the right moment before taking action. In these areas, successful population control often depends on minimizing suffering and maximizing efficiency with carefully planned interventions. Once a target is identified, it is approached with caution, and any engagement is conducted swiftly to prevent unnecessary distress to both the animals and the surrounding wildlife. Further south, in arid mountain ranges, encounters with wild boars unfold differently. These animals are known for their agility and sharp instincts, making them difficult to track and manage. When startled, they often flee in large groups, creating dangerous situations in rugged terrain. In response, those tasked with population control prepare thoroughly, maintaining a high degree of alertness as they navigate the steep landscape to ensure both safety and effectiveness. In agricultural areas where crop damage becomes unmanageable, some farmers have formed local patrol groups. These coordinated efforts often include trained dogs that assist in locating wild boars hiding near fields. Once the animals are detected, the team works to ensure that each response is measured and that every action is taken with responsibility and care. The goal is to protect livelihoods while maintaining a deep respect for the natural balance of the environment. In some densely forested areas, controlled baiting methods are employed to draw boars into view using natural attractants, such as corn or fermented fruits. These lures are placed at carefully selected locations to ensure a clear line of sight and a secure, concealed position. Once a wild boar approaches, specialists act quickly to prevent the animal from escaping and to reduce further ecological impact. This method is often viewed as an efficient way to manage populations in dense vegetation. In contrast, some individuals prefer a more analytical approach, spending long periods observing wild boar behavior and learning their movement patterns. This strategy emphasizes understanding the animal's habits, allowing for a more informed and effective intervention. Once a target is confirmed, action is taken swiftly, often from an ideal ambush point, allowing for precise and humane population control. These efforts not only mitigate crop loss, but also contribute to the overall health of the surrounding region. As seen in several regions, such as the wide open plains near forested areas or vineyard landscapes in southern Europe, wild boars use cultivated fields and natural cover as shelter. Teams that monitor these environments often rely on early morning expeditions with trained dogs to identify the presence of wild boars. When signs are detected, such as sudden movement or sounds from the brush, intervention is immediate, with the goal of protecting the agricultural integrity of the land. In other cases, like those observed in Mediterranean regions characterized by rocky terrain and dense underbrush, the challenge becomes even greater. These environments demand skill, patience, and physical endurance. Individuals navigating this landscape must remain vigilant, as any hesitation can result in missed opportunities or dangerous encounters. Overall, the management of wild boar populations is a complex task that involves a blend of traditional knowledge, modern tools, and a deep understanding of local ecosystems. While the methods employed may vary depending on geography and urgency, the shared goal remains the same: to protect agricultural resources while maintaining ecological balance. As this issue continues to evolve, ongoing dialogue and responsible management practices are essential to finding long-term solutions that benefit both people and nature. Wild boars are known for their resilience and adaptability in challenging terrains. Early in the day, a tracker advanced quietly through rocky paths and dense thickets, staying alert to any signs of movement. While navigating a narrow trail, a group of wild boars suddenly emerged from the brush, foraging along the path. A carefully aimed shot echoed through the hills, prompting the startled animals to disperse rapidly. In such high-pressure moments, decisions must be made instantly whether to pursue through harsh terrain or allow the animals to retreat. The decision was made to continue the pursuit. Repeated shots followed, intended to guide the fleeing animals, though the rugged landscape provided them ample cover to retreat into steep, rocky areas. Another team had already taken position across various designated ambush points in anticipation of such movement. In a quiet moment of stillness, movement was detected. A single wild boar, clearly agitated, charged through the undergrowth in a desperate attempt to escape. The observer prepared quickly, aiming with care to ensure a swift and humane resolution. Later, a skilled marksman encountered a large wild boar weighing nearly 500 pounds. The animal charged directly forward, but a single shot was enough to bring the situation under control instantly. The area, long regarded as a haven for wild boars due to its thick, thorny vegetation, continued to present such encounters. In another instance, a wild boar emerged suddenly from the bushes at considerable speed. A shot was fired with precision, and the animal collapsed into the dry grass, ending the brief confrontation efficiently. In many rural areas, particularly agricultural zones, wild boars are considered one of the most persistent threats to farming. Their presence not only affects crops, but also damages the land itself. For many landowners, controlled population management becomes essential to protect the fields and livelihoods that depend on them. Hunting typically begins at dawn, especially along areas where wild boars are known to frequent. In one such moment, a wild boar broke through the tree line, directly into the prepared line of sight. A single, clean shot ensured a swift and humane outcome. Experienced individuals involved in this work often demonstrate remarkable precision. One such person was known to have handled 9 wild boars in a single session during the previous season. In another situation, a boar wandered too close and was managed in seconds with minimal disruption. These operations often rely on continuous movement. Staying in one location too long risks alerting the animals through human scent, prompting them to avoid the area. A lead tracker spotted movement between thick brush and signaled the team to take positions. Moments later, a coordinated response followed. A group of wild boars was intercepted in motion, and several were brought down in a swift, organized action. Following the encounter, the forest returned to silence, suggesting the remaining animals had retreated to deeper cover. Over 30 minutes later, another group emerged, unaware of the surrounding activity. From a high vantage point, a marksman focused on the least alert animal in the group and took a precise shot. The boar dropped quickly, ending the sequence with minimal stress to the rest of the herd. When new movement was detected on a nearby ridge, nearly 20 wild boars were observed advancing through the woods. The moment required immediate response. One animal was stopped swiftly, and the rest scattered. In a final scene, another wild boar moved rapidly between thick trees. A well-timed shot halted its escape, completing the final pursuit of the day. The entire operation spanned several hours, characterized by strategic movement, observation, and controlled engagement, reflecting both the challenges and the necessary precision involved in managing wild boar populations. In the remote backwoods, life often presents unique challenges that demand resilience, focus, and caution. The natural environment in these areas can be unforgiving, making each hunting expedition a serious undertaking rather than a casual endeavor. The conclusion of the day's hunt marked the end of a demanding operation that reflected both the intensity and unpredictability of tracking wild animals in such rugged terrain. In Serbia, wild boars have become a growing concern for local communities, particularly in areas where their population has surged. These animals, sometimes weighing several hundred kilograms, are increasingly seen as a threat, especially when they encroach on agricultural land and damage crops. As a response to this issue, local authorities have approved organized hunts as a population control measure to ensure the safety and livelihood of nearby residents. One such effort was launched to address recent wild boar activity that had affected farms in the region. With the landscape defined by its steep slopes and dense forest, the terrain posed a number of difficulties. However, a team of hunters, accompanied by a trained pack of dogs, made their way through the area with a clear mission to help restore balance to the local ecosystem. Soon after the operation began, the howling of dogs signaled the presence of a wild boar. The animal had been surrounded, and the team moved in quickly. A clean, well-placed shot neutralized the threat efficiently. Not long after, another wild boar was spotted moving along a slope. Recognizing the opportunity, the hunters acted promptly, executing another successful shot. Further along the path, more signs of activity emerged. A particularly large group of wild boars was encountered, a rare and striking sight in the region. The hunters responded quickly and effectively, ensuring that the animals did not continue further into inhabited or cultivated areas. At close range, several of the boars were stopped, highlighting the importance of coordination and preparedness during such high-stakes moments. As the group advanced deeper into the forest, the dense foliage made visibility and movement more difficult. Fortunately, the tracking skills of the dogs proved invaluable. Their alert barks provided critical signals, allowing the team to maintain focus and adjust strategy as needed. In one decisive moment, a single accurate shot neutralized another large animal, weighing nearly 200 kilograms, a clear indicator of the scale and seriousness of the task. Such encounters serve as reminders of the delicate balance between wildlife and human habitation. In many regions, responsible wildlife management is essential to protect both the environment and the people who rely on it. This operation exemplifies the collaboration between trained professionals and local communities to address challenges posed by nature, ensuring safety and sustainability for all involved.